Today we're going to work on creating a video about yourself, which is going to be called an All About Me video. I've created a sample to show you in my project page, so if I click on it, any of my projects, or you're going to be selecting a new project, it's going to open up my script and you're going to be able to take a look at the video. When we go into it, you're just going to take a look inside and it'll load the project. You'll see that I've selected 4 different sprites. One with a character, baseball player, which I've drawn on my own using the Paint New Sprite button, a basketball player that I selected, and a football player that I selected. So each of these sprites has their own program. My event control on this is going to be a flag click. So for my first sprite, character, I said when the flag is clicked, I'm going to have that sprite show, say, which is under the looks section. Then it's going to say for 5 seconds, and I had to put in the block to show. That character will say it. Then I put in to hide the character, wait 5 seconds, then hide it again. So in this case, when my video begins, it says, "Hi Brad, I'm Brad and I'm a sports fanatic." Then it hides. Well, I had to plan out what I wanted the second character to do. And in this case, my second character is going to hide at the beginning, wait 5 seconds, then show in the look section, then say I love the Chicago Cubs for 5 seconds, then hide, then wait. This gets a little more complicated because not only am I changing sprites each time, I'm also changing stage backdrops. If you remember, when you go to your backdrops, you can pick which backdrops you want to show and select. And if you want backdrops to change, then you're just going to create an event when the flag is clicked. I'm going to change my look, and in this case, I'm going to switch my backdrop. You can go down here and you can select a new backdrop from the ones that are given. Or you can draw your own backdrop if you'd like to draw a scene that you'd like to choose. Or you can find a backdrop from your file folder or one that you saved to the desktop from the internet, or finally an image of a picture that you've taken. So in this case, I've selected 5 backdrops, but I'm actually going to get rid of the blank one that I had done. So today our goal is to think about how do I select different backdrops, and in this case I've selected 4 different backdrops. I go down to the new backdrop selection and select it. Then I'm going to end up with choices for my backdrops. Each backdrop is available to be used in my All About Me slideshow. So obviously, when my player is on the football field, I want a football backdrop. When I'm using my basketball player, it'll have a basketball backdrop. The baseball field will have a baseball backdrop. And then the original one I selected as a playground for a school. I'll play this through one time for you so you can see what the backdrop looks like, and then we'll also talk about the sounds that I've added. So what I did was created a short little video that describes about me. The first thing I did is I selected the backdrops that I wanted to use, and in this case you're probably going to want to select 2 or 3 backdrops that you're going to use. You're going to think about a character or multiple characters that you want to use within your program, and select those characters. And then you're going to go into your actual programming blocks of what each character is going to do. In this case, when I click on the sprite for boy 1, I'm going to look at the programming blocks that he has for him. And that's where I showed you before. He showed up, he said a few things, and then I have to hide that character. If I don't do that, then he is not going to hide and I'll have multiple characters on my page. So it's very important that when I go through there, I actually hide that character. I'll go into the scripts, and so for this boy, when he's clicked, he shows, he says this, then he hides. It's important that what you do is create your backdrop and your image for one character. Then once you're done with that, test it and see if it works. If it doesn't work, you're going to have to problem solve through it step by step. In this case, I also have different backdrops. And so I created the event when this is flag is clicked, it's going to switch to the backdrop of the football field. Now what I'll go ahead and do is start this from scratch the program with a new project. So we'll save this one. We'll actually go up, create a new project page, and I'll show you how to switch backgrounds. So in this case, we're going to start with our backdrops here. I'm going to select backdrops from the image. In this case, I'm just going to pick a couple. I'm going to select a castle backdrop theme. Click OK. Now that's one backdrop that I have. I'm going to select a second backdrop theme. We'll use Castle 2. That one's okay. Now I have 3 backdrops that are listed. I'm not going to use the blank one, so I'm going to get rid of that. So what do I do in order to show this page or show this backdrop? Well, I have to go into my scripts and I'll have to say when I want the look to change. And in this case, when the flag is clicked, I need to select that event button. When the flag is clicked, I want to change the look. And I want to switch to backdrop to Castle 2. We'll start with Castle 1. Then I need to give it a control, which is going to be to wait. And in this case, we're going to wait, just say 2 seconds. Then I want the look to change again. And we're going to switch the backdrop to Castle 2. I go up, I hit the stop sign, and now I try to play my script. As you can see, the flag was clicked, the character changed. Now, I don't want this sprite to be used, so I can actually just delete that sprite. If you remember, I'll click on the sprite, click the scissors, get rid of it. Now, I want to go back to my sprites and select a new sprite. In this case, I'm going to select one from the image library. We'll just select a boy. Once I've got him, I'll click OK. Then I'm going to go and select a second sprite. We'll select a butterfly. Click OK. And now I've got 2 characters listed. I don't want them both showing at the same time. So again, for each of the characters, I have to put in a command. When the flag is clicked, I want to change the look, and he's going to show when the flag is clicked. Then we're going to wait. So I have to control that. We're going to wait. And if you remember, I changed the background for 2 seconds. We're going to wait 2 seconds, and then he's going to hide. I have to flip to the butterfly, and the butterfly, I have to think sequentially through this. Create my event when the flag is clicked. Initially, this character is going to hide. So when the flag is clicked, the butterfly is going to hide. Then control it. Control because it's going to wait for 2 seconds. Once it's waited for 2 seconds, then this character is going to show. So I've put in the commands and the controls for each character separately. We'll hit the flag and we'll see what happens. Character shows, background changes, new character shows. I have to do that and think about it sequentially for each character and each program block as I build my video. It's very step by step, and what I would do each time is click on that red stop sign, click the green flag and run your program and make sure it works. If it doesn't work, you go back and you make your changes that are necessary. Go ahead and give that a try today. Work through what you can. If we need to or run into any problems, I can help you. Or if you get stuck, I want to show you up here that there are some other things you can do. If you get stuck with something, go to the tips. It'll get you started. There's a step-by-step intro. If you want to learn how to create games, you click on games and it'll tell you how to move, how to change. If you want to change effects, it'll tell you how to do that. If you want to change the animation, make a sprite go from happy to sad, make a sprite walk, make a sprite talk, go there. If you want information about how to work with the motion blocks, it explains. So in the tips section, it'll give you all of the information that you need if you get stuck with wanting to do something. If you're not sure, click on effects. I want to change effects. I want to work on animation. I want to work on a game. How to keep score, how to have things collide, how to have a character bounce around. Use those tips. In addition to that, if you go back to the main Sprite Scratch homepage, you can also not only create things, but you can feel like you want to explore other objects and other projects that people have created on their own. And if I go under here, I can actually go into all projects that people have created, animations people have created, art people have created, games people have created. I know this is a popular one. If you want to try out and play around some of the games, these are all games that people have created using the Scratch program. So you can feel free to scroll through this list of games and even feel like trying out a game. Some of the games obviously are better than others, but feel free to try one out. Here's a gravity game. If I click on it to play, it says you lost your house keys. To get them back, use the arrow keys to maneuver. Space to flip gravity, get all of the keys. I know it's kind of short, but the art is awesome, right? Wow, only 15 sprites. When you go to this, then you can actually look inside their program to see how it works. Hit the green button to get started. You can see all of the different programming that game was involved with. You see your little character. And I want to play the game. So there's my character. If I want to, I would go ahead and try to play the different games. They may work great, they may not. Next week, I'm going to show you how to actually take a project that someone has created and tweak it and change it to be your own, and also how to share your projects out to others so that you can get feedback from other people, and others in your class and around the world can play your games or look at your projects. Now that's it for today. Spend the rest of your lab time trying to work. Really think about creating that video about you, but also take a chance if you want to play some of the games or look at some of the projects that others have created. You can go ahead and do that too.